All right, guys, it is Friday night, January 30th, 2026, and today was an interesting day, and there are some pretty big takeaways about rocks, pebbles, and sand that I want to touch on in this video, because you'll notice a wake-up time of 8:30, which is much later than usual. Usually it's like 5:30 or 6, and I'm like, oh, we slept in until 5:30 or 6, but 8:30 is quite a bit different, and I have some reasoning behind it and then some explanation as to how the day went today. So today's Friday, tomorrow's gonna be Saturday, but we have a podcast studio opening up tomorrow. We're doing a loose partnership with a chain of podcast studios. They have satellite locations all over the United States. It's gonna be a small step in fulfilling the dream that we have of having thousands of locations across the world of different headquarters, like base headquarters and offices where people can fly into and get all of their content done. Satellite automated podcast studios where we'll have them in lots of different cities all over the world. And then of course our offices where our team will be all over the world. So that's like part of the big vision, is having all these offices all over the world. This is a small step in the right direction to that. That's happening tomorrow. I have loads of Amazon packages waiting over here that are ready to get deployed and set up tomorrow. We have a 10-mile run first thing in the morning, and we need to be downtown Scottsdale at 9:30. So the run's gonna have to happen early. I've got some work to get done before the run, and then tomorrow night flying to Connecticut overnight, and also going to one of my friends' High Rocks race that's happening at 7:30 p.m. So that'll be a lot going on tomorrow. So reason for the 8:30 today is because last night was up late, and this was my one opportunity to do a bit of hibernation for the week. So I opted to sleep until my body decided to wake up, which today was at 8:30. Now, we'll bring me to my point here just in a second, but reach outs are really strong today. Had a big list of like kind of like money to collect. Like there was like people like events that I'm not going to end up going to that had a refund policy on them, client outstanding payments, referral fees, some people that just didn't deliver on the service that I paid for in the past 3 to 6 months. So there was a lot of like collection to do. So I did a lot of reach outs on that front, and also did a proper 5 reach outs to people who are in the pipeline. We generated warm touches on a bunch of different leads today, so really strong in terms of reach outs. Workout was just simple mobility, foam rolling, and wall lunges. But the big thing here, so dude, it took me a minute to get turn on today, like 8:30, and it was late morning, and I went on my computer. Normally I'll like peep to just see how many messages I have without looking at them, so I can remain in deep work state. And I realized I had like 30 messages that came through while I was asleep. So I like checked them, had some things to take care of, was out of flow. Didn't really get much done at all until like 10:30. Went out on a walk and really just like deciphered what was going on in life, aka our onboarding doc, which was the piece of work that needed to get done today. But objectively, not a really good start to the day at all. Sleep in, be distracted, and not focused at all, and not getting work done in the beginning part of the day. But the rock was to get the onboarding doc done. That was like what needed to get done, was to revamp the onboarding doc and then our onboarding like overall procedure and like that skeleton, because I'm going to Connecticut over the weekend and I want to present that to my business coach. So I wanted to polish it up a little bit and do things that I know I needed to do. And so we're also onboarding a bunch of new clients this week. I wanted to polish that up. That was the rock. That was the big thing that needed to get done. So since we put the rock first, even though that did take me until 1, even though it was 2 hours worth of work, it took me until 1 p.m., it got done and the ball got moved forward. That was the rock. The pebbles are like the management tasks throughout the day. That's like reviewing the videos, reviewing the scripts, responding to Slack messages. Like if we put the pebbles first, the rock doesn't get to fit. But if we put the rock first and the rock gets done, the pebbles will find their way to get done. And then the sand is just like making sure the inbox is cleared, ordering the groceries for the week, and like eating. Like the sand and the pebbles can fit around the rock. But if you put the rock in last, it's not gonna fit. If you put the sand in first, the pebbles are gonna have trouble fitting in, and the rock's definitely not gonna fit in. So I would have said, like, if we would have done this video at 11:30 a.m., I would have said this is shaping to be a really shit day. but it ended up being a quality day. Everything got done that needed to get done, and the ball was moved forward. So my takeaway from this is put the rocks first, establish what the rock is, if there's one for the day, like what needs to get done. And then once it gets done, ball gets moved forward. So also the first half of the day doesn't define your day. Usually I define the day by like the first half, like, oh, how well did it go with the deep work in the morning. In this case, it went pretty badly, but still shaped up to be a really good day. So that was my lesson for today. Put the rocks first and understand what the rock is, but also if the first part of the day doesn't go your way, you still got a part two. So make part two go your way. All right, it's Friday night. I am going to do some research on sleeping because I've been missing my alarm a bit too much in the mornings as of recent, and I haven't done any proper work on sleeping. And it was one thing that Hormozi actually mentioned was like sleep is very important and you got to optimize it. And I would have thought that he would have been the type of guy to be like, no, you don't need to optimize your sleep. Like, you just fucking go grind. So it was interesting hearing that from him. So it prompts me to like want to actually do more research on sleep. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat a bagel and a protein shake and watch some videos on sleeping while I wait for my groceries to get here. And then I'm going to go to bed and wake up at 5 tomorrow. So we can go for a 10-mile run and open a podcast studio. So that's the update. See you tomorrow.